Hi folks, it's Evo here from Thundermist Lure Company, and welcome to today's episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips. No boat, no problem, because I'm here with the master himself, the boatless angler. I've got Antonio with me today, and we are totally boatless.
I'm excited to be out here. This is my element.
This is definitely Antonio's element, as close as we're going to get to surf casting today as we have been in a while. We are on a beach after all.
We are. And it's saltwater too.
And it's saltwater. We're fishing a saltwater cove today, and what we're doing is we're going to be looking for stripers. And this is the beauty of the boatless angling. Anyone can do it. There's coves and inlets all over the place. We're fishing the northeast coast today, and the setup is quite simple. I'm running 10-pound Thunder or 20-pound Thunderbraid with a 20-pound Thundercarbon leader. I've got a single Thundermist snap on there onto a topwater lure, and Antonio is
I got
the
the exact same.
except the lure. You got to check out this lure. This lure.
This lure has caught me hundreds and hundreds of fish, mainly bluefish, so it's been pretty much destroyed. But
No, it is destroyed. Not
well,
pretty much destroyed. It's destroyed.
we'll prove that today. We'll see if it catches anything.
I know he loves that lure. It's got a couple little props on the back of it that makes a little bit of extra noise.
Yeah.
But the technique is going to be simple. Let's get these lines wet.
Okay.
And now, if you've got a surf casting rod, all the better. I've got a 7-foot rod with me today, but with a surf casting rod, you can get your line way, way out there, and the further the better. Basically, I'm casting out as far as I can, and then as fast as I can, just reel in this topwater bait. As you see Antonio doing the same thing. We don't want to give those stripers a chance to take a look, or a good look at the lure. We want them to see that frenzy on top of the water, and we just want them to hit. So that's going to be the technique today. It's basically cast and retrieve, and these topwater lures, this one's got a bit of a cup to mouth to it. They catch the water and they just splash along. And Antonio's favorite lure there, the one that he's caught countless number of fish on, he's got those little props on the back, and they'll make a little bit of noise as well, and hopefully attract some fish.
Nice. Did you see that?
I saw that.
I got the top water.
I got to tell you what happened, folks. Antonio had a big hit on his topwater lure, and because he's got that snap on there as well, what he did was, this is one of his tricks. He always keeps a crankbait in his pocket. So when you're fishing topwater, if you happen to miss with the topwater, quickly snap off your topwater lure, snap on a crankbait, toss it back out there, and chances are that same fish will hit again. And that's exactly what happened right now.
It was fantastic. It was textbook.
Does it feel like a good one?
Actually, you know what? It does.
It does?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll land them for you, but let me take another cast while you're doing that. There might be another one around.
Going that way.
Going
So
that
maybe
way?
I'll go
Okay.
this way.
Yeah. Nice. We're on the board, Antonio.
Well, not yet. Well, it counts. It's some action.
Definitely action.
So I was cranking in the top water. I saw a huge boil. So I threw the top water a few more times. No action. Then I snapped on the crankbait like you said, and right away, instantly. So yeah.
I wonder if we should just be using crankbait.
Well, I like my top water. Not a huge one.
No, it's a little schooly. Nice fish though. Oh. It's a good one, Antonio.
Not bad.
I mean, it's not a keeper, but it's a nice striper. Beautiful.
Thought
Very
it was
nice.
bigger.
Yes, and that lure looks a little nicer. It's not as beat
This
up
one's
as
got
your
some color to it. We didn't bring the pliers, did we?
No, we did not. All we brought were our fishing rods and a measuring stick.
Well, this one's not going to measure.
He's definitely not going to measure.
He's hooked pretty good.
Well, we got what we came for. Maybe we'll get one more before the sun goes down.
Oh, I got it.
Get him out?
Yep.
Nice. The old chaser trick, eh, Antonio?
It worked.
It works. Find them with the top water. If you miss them, follow up with a crankbait. Nice. There's a nice release.
Well,
Now, do you think that one that hit your top water might have been a bigger fish with a bigger boil?
I think so. I don't know if it was the same fish. But we'll see.
When you're fishing these top waters this style, you notice Antonio and I are reeling as fast as we can. Don't think you're reeling too fast, because as fast as you think you're going, those striper are 10 times faster and they'll just attack the lure.
Same with the crankbait. As fast as I can possibly reel it, that's what I'm doing.
That's what you did, eh? Fast retrieve on the crankbait as well.
Because the striper are known for taking a look, turning around, taking a look. So I notice if you reel it really fast, they can't look.
You don't give them a chance to really take a look at the lure. Now these stripers, they're in here feeding on spearing and also menhaden that have come in. So they're moving in on the feed, and we're actually fishing the outward tide, which I'd rather be fishing the inward tide, but that's okay. As long as you've got some tide movement, you've got activity. There's another fish, folks. I gotta tell you, I ended up having a big boil up against my topwater lure, and he missed it. So what's Antonio do real quick? Pops out the crankbait, casts it right where I had that boil, and whammo.
Thanks for the fish.
Hey?
Thanks for the fish.
You're welcome. You're welcome for the fish. So that technique really works. A boatless angler technique for stripers.
You left your crank at home.
I left my crank at home. I just brought the top water and that was it. There he is. You know what? There might be another one. As you land that fish, I'm just going to cast around here a bit.
It looks to be the same size as the other one.
Yeah, I also had a couple of follows, and they both look to be like schoolies.
Actually, this one might be even smaller.
Smaller? Small schoolie?
Yeah.
It's just a little guy. You know, and that's most likely why that fish boiled up at that lure and didn't really hit it. It's a small fish. Let me tell you, if there's a big striper out there, they will inhale these topwater baits like nothing. Yeah, that's just a little schoolie. Mind you, they'll take these too, but that's most likely why he just boiled up on it. Now, the crankbait Antonio is using as well, this is shallow water. So there's weed and debris down here, so if you're going to get a crankbait, get one that dives shallow and just goes just subsurface, just under the surface a foot or two, and that'll work really well for you, because that's the other advantage of topwater lures, is you could fish over top of any type of bad structure and not get snagged, because you're just fishing topwater after all. Got him out?
I did.
There you go.
Yeah, he is smaller than the other one. Quite a bit smaller.
You know, you take a look at that schoolie compared to that lure, you know. But that's okay. He's still a nice striper nonetheless.
They fight really good.
For their size, you can't beat it.
There he goes.
Nice. Well, and the other advantage of using this braided line is you can cast far because it's so thin. And the other thing, Antonio, with we're not using great big reels. We're using comfortable reels, but you can really pack on a lot of line in these reels because it's so thin. So that's the other advantage of using the braided line.
Yeah, because if you get a big striper, they could spool you. So
the
braid
spool
is
you.
really good. The thin braid is perfect.
Exactly. Well, we've been out here for 45 minutes. It's just starting to get dark. I think we'll take a few more casts, go in for a coffee, and then we might come back out later on and give the evening bite a chance. But if you give topwater fishing a try, and remember, if you get an opportunity, give it a try, and remember the tip from the Boatless angler himself: keep a shallow diving crankbait always handy, and if you use a snap like this here, you can snap one on and snap one off very, very quickly and have some fun. I want to thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips. Hope you get an opportunity to do some striper fishing. They're fun to catch, and if you catch a keeper, they're great eating. Until next time, folks, good luck, good fishing. Way to hold the blue crab, and that's a nice start right there to our day, and we're hoping to get into a few more. We're going to show you our setup, a very, very simple way to catch